Hi friends! Today's video is a personal life update, and also I'm going to be talking all about this exciting thing that happened and give some actionable steps. But anyway, without further ado, I got a new job. To be specific, I got I landed my dream job, and I'm so excited about it. I honestly didn't think I'd ever get to share a personal life update like this. I never thought I'd be able to land a job like this, to be honest. And so I'm going to talk about the new job, how it might affect this YouTube channel, what the job is, and then also I'm going to share about the interview process, and I'm going to share my resume just in case there's anybody else that needs help getting a good job that they want, because I needed the help with my resume. So, and the help that I got was really awesome. So I want to share it if I can. I'm going to give you a bit of a backstory about how I got this job in case it gives you some ideas for how, if you're looking to land a new job, hopefully it'll give you some ideas on what to do. I'm hoping even if this video helps like one person get an interview for a job, then that's awesome. But either way, I just want to share my personal story so that you can understand what's going on. I'm going to share my best tips towards the end. If you are looking for a job and you're struggling, I'm going to share the things that helped me personally and things that I learned along the way that I think definitely got me to land this job. The main reason it's been kind of hard for me to land a good job or a job that I'm excited about is because I don't have a college degree. I just have a high school diploma. So if you are a person that has a master's degree and stuff, and you're having a hard time finding a job, this video is probably not going to be very helpful to you. This is more for people that are living in a college degree world and you don't have one. I've had a lot of personal life updates on this channel recently about my divorce and then also about my moving, and I did a Q&A video about that, and a question was someone asking me how I make a living. And my answer at the time was that I freelance write, and then I also make money from my YouTube videos and the ads on my blog. But the thing is with freelance writing and, YouTube ads and stuff like that is I don't get full-time benefits, and I'm a single earner now. And so it's super important that, especially live in the United States, that I have a job that gives me health benefits, other things like having a 401k, an HSA option, paid vacation, things that are now very important to me as a single earner. Oh, and if you don't know this already, if you want to support your favorite YouTube creators, whether that's me or anybody else, the best way that you can do that is by watching the ads that play in their video. If the ad is like a 30-second ad, if you skip it, they don't get paid. So if you want to support your creators, your favorite YouTube creators, then definitely watch the ad the whole way through for 30 seconds. Some ads are really long, like 15 minutes long. Then those ads, just watch 30 seconds of it and then you can skip it. But anyway, in that Q&A video, I had said by the way, I'm kind of looking for a new full-time job if anyone has anything good that they could tell me about. And I kind of said it offhandedly, but to be honest, I have been so stressed out about finding a job and getting a steady income now that I live alone. It has been a very scary time. I have been anxious and laying awake at night, not knowing what I was going to do. Since I only have a high school diploma, I feel like my options are quite limited in this day and age. What I wanted to do is, for the past 4 years, I have been growing my Instagram and my YouTube channel and my Pinterest account. And it's something that I'm really passionate about, social media. And so I would love to have a social media related job with full-time benefits. But almost all of those jobs are marketing, and that requires a degree. And I don't have a marketing degree. All I have is job experience, my own job experience from my own Instagram and YouTube channel that I made from nothing. I read books and I listened to podcasts and I grew up by myself. And so I had lots of experience, but zero degree to back me up. I was starting to get so incredibly anxious and worried about what I was going to do that I was looking at applying at factories, which I've worked at factories before. There's nothing wrong with working at a factory. I actually really enjoyed it. I was looking at working at a factory sewing boat covers because I like to sew, but it was not ideal. I mean, I've worked really hard to create this social media for myself. And so I really wanted to try to get a job if I could. During those few months that I was worrying, just in this state of anxiety, I was like, I really should just be like doing something about it. And I decided to volunteer. I'm trying to make friends, as you know, if you watched my How to Make Friends video. And so volunteering seemed like a great idea. It's also a great way to network, which I'm trying to learn about networking. I'm not very good at it. So I went and volunteered at a nature center at a event called the Maple Sugar Festival, and like I served pancakes and stuff to a bunch of people, and I had a really fun time. Then since I volunteered at that nature center, I was on the email list to participate in the volunteer appreciation event. And so I went to that because there was free food. And when I was there, I noticed that all the employees at the nature center were so nice and genuinely seemed like they enjoyed their job. And so while I was there, I went up to someone in administration and I asked her, like, how did she get this job and did she have a degree? And she told me that she did have a degree, but it wasn't pertaining to this job. And she told me how she got it. There was like a local nonprofit job board in the city of Kalamazoo. That was good information to know, and I kind of stopped thinking about it for a while. A few weeks later, I checked the Nature Center's website, and they were hiring for a social media content creator. I looked at the job description, and it said either a college degree or job experience. That is the best news ever when it says or for me, because I do not have a degree. And so it was such a huge relief that they weren't requiring a degree. So I went directly to their website. I wasn't like on Indeed or something. So if you have a place that you want to get hired at, like bookmark their website. That will help, and just check it frequently for job postings. Just before I found that job posting, I was listening to a podcast that I love, and they had a episode all about resumes. And the podcast is called A Beautiful Mess, and they have a huge blog, and they were talking about how they had hired a new person for their team and how her resume like kicked butt, and they shared her resume. And so I will link below to her resume, and then I'll also link to that podcast episode because it helped me a lot. When I saw that job posting, I completely ripped apart my resume. My resume was so boring and professional, which is important if you're applying for a really boring professional job. But as a social media person, or like any other type of job in a creative space, you want to show your creativity. And so I added color, I added a photo of myself, and I added a blurb of myself at the top, a bunch of things that I had never done before. And I wrote in that blurb that I had volunteered at the Kalamazoo Nature Center before, because I wanted to show them like, hey, I like this place. Like, I actually do. I'm not just applying to this as one of many jobs that I'm applying for. Like, this is the one that I want. I care about it. And in my cover letter, I wrote that it was my dream job. So I'm going to link below to my blog post where I'm going to have my resume and my cover letter in there. And I'm also going to have some other things in there, which I will talk about with the interview process. Now, I had not interviewed for a job in 4 years, and I had never interviewed for a social media job ever. Thankfully, they called me for an interview, and that's what I wanted. I wanted my resume and cover letter to be good enough and to express how badly I wanted to get the job that like they could not ask me for an interview. And thankfully, that's what happened. First, it was a phone interview. Then I had an interview on Zoom or Microsoft Teams, and I'd never done a virtual interview before. So, and it lasted an hour and a half, and there was 3 other people in the video as well. And then the third round of interviews was actually at the Nature Center, and there were 5 other people in the room, and it lasted for quite a while. And while I was in that third round of interviews, I had learned from that podcast that it's a good idea to come up with some ideas for the business. I wrote all these ideas for all these things that I could do for their social media channels. Things that I had learned personally, that like I did a deep dive into their social media. I looked at all their social channels and looked at, and you might think this is boring if you're not in social media, but like I looked at their Pinterest account and their YouTube, and I noticed a bunch of things that like I could do to improve it to get more of an audience and to get bigger reach and bigger engagement. And so I broke everything down into each social media channel and wrote all the ways that I would improve it. And that idea list, I decided to bring with me to the interview to show how serious I was and that I could actually do something to improve their business social media. So I'm going to put that page as well in the blog post. Towards the end of that third round of interviews, when I was in the room, the person kind of let it slip that I was the only one that had made it to the third round of interviews. Everybody else was in the first round. And that was when I started to get a little excited that maybe I got the job. And they told me they would call me on Monday, and that was a Thursday. And they ended up calling me on Friday and offering me the job. I was so happy. I can't even express to you. A main reason it's my dream job is, one, because I love social media and I wanted to do that. But two, I love the outdoors. I love nature. I go hiking all the time. I love going for walks. And even like when I was a teenager, I remember looking at jobs like for state parks and things like that. But every single job revolving around like state parks, it required a degree. And I didn't have one. I didn't want to get a college degree. I didn't want to go into debt. I just wanted to get into the workforce right away. But I just wanted to say that certain jobs require degrees, right? But other jobs, you can find a way in. And so if you feel down on yourself for not having a college degree, I hope that this gives you hope that it is possible to find a job that will take a chance on you without a degree. It's just important to find, I think, smaller, more local places that don't have like corporate bureaucratic rules that you have to have a degree. So I am now in charge of the social media channels for the Kalamazoo Nature Center, and I will link to their Instagram and stuff below if you're interested in seeing what I do on a professional basis. I've been at my job now for 2 weeks, and I'm going to quick show you, since this is a vintage channel, I'm going to show you some of the cute vintage items that I ended up pulling out of my collection to decorate my cubicle for. It's so dumb, but I've never had an office for myself, like to decorate, and I'm very excited to have this and to be able to display some like vintage woodland stuff. It's really fun and really exciting. My office is just a few steps away from the trails at the nature center, and my job is to walk the trails and to film them and to take pictures of like families that are on the trail. And I get a lot of freedom and creativity to do whatever I think will work on the social channels, so that's pretty exciting. My job is right up my alley. If you watch my channel, you know that I'm obsessed with seasons like fall and Christmas. And already we're planning like a fall festival and this like Christmas craft fair. And like that is 100% me. It is so fun to get to talk about these seasons and get to like have the opportunity to put input into these community events. And I get to design like a really cute like photo backdrop for this fundraising gala. I'm so excited about this job. The trails are amazing. They're so special. If you happen to ever be in the Kalamazoo, Michigan area, you have to visit this nature center. The things that make a hiking trail perfect for me, in my opinion, is a body of water, particularly like a babbling brook or a river, and they have those on the trails, and it's just spectacular. I love that I get to walk these trails every day and experience them and show them to the world. If you are struggling to find a job, and if you are struggling with finding a job and you don't have a college degree, my best advice to you is to network. And I didn't even know what that really meant, to be honest. When I heard about like networking, I picture like men in suits walking around and like hotel conference centers. Like I didn't know what that was. But I was talking to someone that I'm close with who did go to college about my struggles to find a job. And he told me that I need to start networking. And he explained to me that it's basically just putting yourself out there and talking to people. And for me, I'm like, who am I supposed to be talking to? Like, I don't have like college buddies to talk to or whatever. But like my volunteer event that I went to, that was networking. Me just going up and talking to another girl at this event, and we were like around the same age, and she had that job, and I asked her how she got it, and I told her a little bit about myself. But because we sparked that conversation and because I volunteered there, I was able to get this job. Something that also helped is after I applied for the job, I emailed the volunteer coordinator who I had talked with about signing up to volunteer. I had like only barely had a few 5-minute conversations with her. She really didn't know me at all. I complimented her overalls or something. And so I put that in the email. I was like, I'm the girl that complimented your overalls. By the way, I applied for a job. Can you put in a good word for me? And I don't know if she did, but if she did, either way, I got an interview. So I tried my best to get as many people to know that I wanted to work there as possible, and it did work. So get out there and tell people you're looking for a job, tell people your skills. You never know where the one job is that you could get. All you need is one job, one good job listing. Even if all the other job listings suck, which they did for me, you just need one that will take a chance on you. I know it's really weird to go up and talk to people, especially to like ask them for things, like ask them questions, but ask them to like put in a good word for you. Especially if you're a woman, you might feel like you don't want to bother people or you're annoying. That's something that I struggle with, but you're not being annoying. They want to hire someone good too. They want to hire someone that is passionate about the job. And so you're not being annoying. You're not being a bother. Just put yourself out there. Now, some of you might be wondering, why in the world to listen to this personal life update about you and your job? Well, it is important because it does pertain to my YouTube channel, as YouTube was part of my full-time job, and now I have a full-time job, which I'm so grateful for, and it's such great news for me. But the thing is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with a once-a-week YouTube video. Now I'm trying. Like I said, I've worked 2 weeks now, and I've been able to post a weekly YouTube video still, and I'm going to keep trying. I have some questions for you guys, if you don't mind letting me know in the comments. Do some of you look forward to my weekly video? Because there are some YouTube creators that I watch that like I religiously know when they have videos coming up, and I look forward to them. I don't know if my YouTube channel is at that point yet where people look forward to my videos. And if that's true, I really want to try and keep going and keep releasing a new video every Tuesday. If you look forward to my videos every week, I would love to know that in the comments. I've been able to film these videos so far, like on Sunday nights, and sometimes after work, but it is important that I also have free time. With that being said, there are certain YouTube videos that take a lot of effort. For instance, my patio YouTube video, if you watch that, that took place over multiple days. Even though I turned it into one video, it was like, I don't know, maybe like 5 different days worth of content. And it was a huge video. And so I can't just film that video on a Sunday night, if that makes sense. But then there are other videos that I do that are more like lifestyle based. And so like I'll put laundry on the clothesline, or I might like do a simple craft and things like that, which are just a part of my everyday life. And I think I enjoy watching those videos. There's a YouTube creator that I love. Her name is Hammy Mommy, and all of her content is, she posts once a week, and it's like cleaning videos, and like she's like watering her garden, and it's very soothing and meditative, and it's not huge projects. It's just following her everyday life, and I love those videos. So I would like to know in the comments, if you don't mind telling me, whether you're interested in more like videos that are huge projects that I might post like once a month, or if you're more interested in videos like lifestyle videos where I will post like once a week, but it might not be like a huge monumental project. I'm still going to do my big monumental projects in between, but they're going to take a lot longer now that I have a full-time job. I also love to hear what type of content you are most excited to see from me. Some of my most popular videos are when I go vintage shopping, and next week is going to be a garage sale video. I've never done one of those before, so that'll be fun. I would like to know if that type of stuff interests you. What are your favorite videos that I put out? Because it would be nice to know what area I should focus on. The thing about the vintage shopping videos is I actually have to go out, and most times I have to go spend money, which is not necessarily what I want to do, but I have a full-time job now, so I can be okay and confidently spend money again, which feels really good. My anxiety level has gone down a lot since having this new job. It is so steady and fantastic, and I'm just so grateful that I got this job. But anyway, please let me know in the comments all of your thoughts. Even if I don't respond to every comment, I read each one. So any suggestions that you have, I'd love to hear them. I appreciate you all so much for caring. If you are looking for a job, keep going. I believe in you. You will land it. Just keep trying. Thank you for watching my video, friends. Bye.
Oh my gosh. There is a baby groundhog. This is the greatest day of my life. Are there two? There's one, and then there's two. I have died and gone to heaven. Look at the baby. This is the best day of my life. Look at this guy chowing down. Simba, everything the light touches belongs to you. I'm the only one that sees this as Pride Rock because then it's a baby. So, that groundhog's name is Simba now. Look at him. Look at him. He knows. He knows he's the king of Pride Rock. Aw, Mama Groundhog came for some water. Probably keeping an eye on her babies. It is baby time around here, everybody. Oh, it's so fast. There it is. The baby bun. Why do I have so many babies around here? It's so cute. I see you. Oh, hi. Also, to all of you suggesting that I put tons of plants in the patio, can you see all the giant weeds around here? That is my level of gardening. Hello there. Oh, he's walking over the leaves. Aw. It's the mama. Do you see? That was the mom. That's the mom for sure. She's drinking out of the water. Oh. I love you, Mama Groundhog.